Trees are an important part of our landscape, and we can definitely damage them by not maintaining them properly. Pruning too late or pruning too much is one of the ways that people kill their trees. I think training trees is like bringing up pets and children. You want to train them properly when they're small and do corrective measures when they're small so they'll grow up properly. And if the right tree is used in the right place, really little pruning should be needed. But it's best to do corrective work early in the tree's life to avoid making large cuts later on. If that tree branch is going to be hitting you in the head every time you mow, cut it when it's 1 inch in diameter. Don't wait till it's 4 inches in diameter to make a large cut. You also don't want to make cuts flush with the trunk. You need to know how to do pruning correctly before you ever get the saw out, so do some studying and find that out. A proper cut will allow the branch collar to grow over the cut and completely heal. Wounds that don't heal will tend to shorten the life of the tree and can develop large cavities. Cut damaged or rubbing limbs promptly and never top your trees. Now, watering too much or watering not enough will also kill a tree. New trees need water 2 to 3 times a week in the hot summer months, and if there's no rain, they need it weekly during the rest of the year. You can use small sprinklers and just water with a low water height, about 18 inches tall at the most. Start with an hour of watering and then measure the soil moisture 5 inches deep 24 hours later. Use a long trowel to dig and inspect the soil moisture level. If it's still dry, increase the watering time next time you water. Soaking wet, cut back on the watering time. Enough water for the lawn around a tree is seldom enough for the tree's needs. Now, tree bags like this one can help to water new trees. This one will go around a 6-inch diameter tree, so it's ideal for smaller trees that you're growing. And the water drips out slowly over 6 to 8 hours. This one will hold 15 gallons, and you put the water in at the red spigot, and then it drips out through the emitters. But you could also take 5-gallon buckets and just drill tiny holes in them to allow the water to drip out, and put the water around different places in the root zone. The ideal location for watering is midway between the outside drip line and the trunk of the tree. You don't want to do a lot of watering really close to the tree. Now, another thing that really hurts trees is allowing grass to grow up to the base of the tree. One of the biggest problems is that it causes weed eateritis. People will use their weed eater right up to the trunk of the tree, and that damages the bark on the tree. And the grass also competes with trees for moisture and nutrients. It's especially important for fruit trees, young trees, and soft trunk trees like crepe myrtles. You can install raised beds around the trunks of trees and kill your trees also. Most of the roots for trees are in the top 12 to 18 inches. The increased moisture, compaction, and lack of airflow will decay the trunk and kill the tree. It may take several years for the damage to appear, so no one ever thinks the raised bed actually caused the damage. Build a raised bed and plant a tree in it so that it'll be at the proper height, but don't raise the soil height more than 2 inches around an existing tree. Now, using the shade of your trees for a parking area compacts the soil and reduces water flow. Again, it may be years before you see the damage, but you can definitely kill your trees by parking under them. Letting vines like Asian jasmine and English ivy grow up to the trunk of the tree and into the canopy keeps moisture around the trunk, and the roots actually grow into the bark with English ivy. Cut the ivy first, allow it to dry well before you pull it off to avoid removing much of the bark. Asian jasmine can girdle a tree and cut off nutrient flow, so keep these plants 15 to 24 inches from around your tree trunks. Also, get rid of girdling roots on your trees. These can kill a tree slowly by restricting nutrient flow and avoiding buying trees that have girdled roots. And then mulching is very important. Don't mulch too much, and don't leave the mulch off. We'd ideally leave their leaves to provide nutrients for trees, but mulch can help to hold moisture. Don't let it pack tightly, stir it up occasionally so water can flow through, but avoid volcano mulching. You'll see that, and that can really damage the tree. So with these tips, you'll be able to keep your trees alive in the garden. I'm Trisha Shirey for Backyard Basics. Thanks for joining us.